Marcus Garvey, a towering figure in history, ignited the flames of black nationalism and Pan-Africanism. His influence is undeniable, but he is not the sole architect of this profound movement. The echoes of black nationalism reverberate through the annals of history, carried forward by a multitude of courageous leaders, each leaving their indelible mark. These are the stories often left untold, the narratives overshadowed by the towering figure of Garvey, yet they are equally significant, equally inspiring. Every leader brought their unique voice, their distinctive approach to the battle for liberation, equality and self-determination. They challenged conventions, disrupted the status quo, and dared to envision a world where their people could thrive unfettered by the chains of systemic racism and oppression. So, join us on a journey beyond Garvey as we uncover the profound contributions and enduring legacies of other influential figures in the black nationalist movement. From the fiery oratory of Malcolm X to the grassroots activism of Ella Baker, each leader brought a unique perspective and strategy to the fight for black liberation. Let's delve into the lives of these leaders, beginning with Malcolm X, a stalwart symbol of black pride and self-respect. Known for his unflinching criticism of systemic racism, Malcolm X advocated for self-defense and self-sufficiency among black communities. His audacious approach, though controversial, was a catalyst for change, pushing the boundaries of the civil rights movement and inspiring countless individuals to stand up against injustice. Next, we turn to Ella Baker, a tireless advocate for social justice and equality. Baker's grassroots efforts were instrumental in the formation of key civil rights groups, including the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Her belief in participatory democracy and collective action transformed the way social movements were organized, empowering ordinary people to take charge of their destinies. Then there's Stokely Carmichael, a Trinidadian-American activist who popularized the term Black Power, a rallying cry for racial pride and self-determination. Carmichael's advocacy for black autonomy and his critique of non-violent resistance added a new dimension to the black nationalist discourse, sparking debates that still resonate today. And let's not forget Angela Davis, a scholar, activist, and champion of prisoners' rights. Davis's work highlighted the intersections of race, class, and gender in the struggle for black liberation, broadening our understanding of what freedom truly means. Her intellectual contributions continue to shape social justice movements around the world. These leaders, along with many others, challenged the status quo, demanding equality, justice, and self-determination for black people everywhere. Their stories remind us that the fight for freedom is not a solitary endeavor, but a collective struggle that requires courage, conviction, and a commitment to change. Through their actions, they've left an indelible mark on history, paving the way for future generations to carry on the fight for black liberation. These leaders challenged the status quo, demanding equality, justice, and self-determination for black people everywhere. Their courage sparked movements, inspired generations, and laid the groundwork for the ongoing struggle against systemic racism and oppression. The leaders we've journeyed with today, each in their own way, have left an indelible mark on the pages of history. Their legacies continue to shape our world. Take Malcolm X, for instance. His fiery speeches and unapologetic stance on black identity and self-defense have inspired countless individuals to stand tall against injustice. His influence has been felt in every corner of the globe, from the inner cities of America to the savannas of Africa. Then there's Ella Baker, a tireless advocate for grassroots activism. Her belief in the power of the people, particularly the marginalized, laid the foundation for many of the community-driven movements we see today. She often worked behind the scenes, but her impact is undeniable. And let's not forget about the numerous unsung heroes whose names may not be as well known, but whose contributions to the fight for equality and justice are just as significant. These individuals dedicated their lives to a cause greater than themselves, paving the way for future generations to carry on their work. Their influence can be seen in major historical events and movements. The Harlem Renaissance, a period of cultural explosion for African Americans in the Roaring Twenties, was fueled in part by the ideals of black nationalism. The civil rights movement, too, was shaped by these leaders' unwavering commitment to racial equality. In many ways, their legacy is a living one, still unfolding. It's in the voices that continue to rise against discrimination, in the movements that persist in the face of adversity, and in the hearts of those who believe in a world where equality and justice are not just ideals, but realities. From the Harlem Renaissance to the Civil Rights Movement, their influence reverberated through history, shaping the course of social change. So as we continue to navigate these tumultuous times, let's remember the lessons they've taught us and the legacy they've left us. In doing so, we keep their spirit alive and their fight ongoing. So, as we honour the legacy of Marcus Garvey, let's not forget the multitude of other influential black nationalist leaders. Each one, in their own unique way, has helped shape the fight for equality and justice. They've ignited sparks, stirred hearts, and changed the course of history. Let's continue to explore their stories, learn from their wisdom, and carry their torch. The struggle is not yet over, and their legacies urge us to keep pushing forward. Let's also celebrate the unsung heroes of black nationalism, whose stories remind us that the fight for freedom is far from over.